Hello everyone, my name is USS Midway CV-41, Midway Miracle, not be confused with USS Midway CV-41 Museum and Memorial, and today we are reviewing the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides Back to the Future Part 3 DeLorean in 1/32nd scale. The vehicle you see on screen is my modified. I didn't like the way the original thing came with the let's get a look. See, so on the original thing, the front wheels here, they were higher up in the wheel well, which is perfectly fine if you wanted to display it as it comes out of the package, but for a moviegoer, you will be kind of weirded out that it doesn't have the raised front suspension like the actual vehicle. Well, the movie vehicle. So, yeah. Here's some pictures of the vehicle before I made the modification, and yes, I did have to put Hatsune Miku on top of it, and there is a mouse in the background of one of them. So yeah, there's that. Now I'm going to do a jump cut while I get the packaging. Alright, here we are with the packaging. You know, Back to the Future Part 3, Time Machine, DeLorean on the back, Jada Toys, it is 8 plus die-cast metal, you know, collector shit. Here's the side. The back, it shows the car without the front suspension raised. It says Time Machine, Hollywood Rides. All those words and bits on there. The bottom of the box, you know, you got your product codes and shit like that. Says remove all screws from each mount with a screwdriver. Well, any simpleton can figure that out. Other side, top, and, you know, when you open it up, you get this nice little backdrop of the western scenery to put, you know, the DeLorean on, to, you know, show the car riding on the western front. In fact, I'm going to remove this tabby bit to, you know, give you a bit more unfettered access to the, you know, the western landscape of California, where the, you know, Wild West Hill Valley was in 1885. Now, if you wish to, you know, make the modification I did, it's really simple. All you have to do is drill 6 holes on the bottom of the wheelbase. For the front wheel only, don't mess around with the, you know, rear wheels. But you drill 6 holes, and then you cleverly, you know, you can't use the staples traditionally. You have to fit them in with tweezers and stuff, and get it bent to a way so that it can still allow wheel rolls, so, you know, it can roll. It rolls really well with my mod. Stupid camera won't focus. Come on. There we go. But yeah, that's kind of the mod. If you wanted to, you know, look, you know, with the raised suspension, it had the front bit raised because during the making of the movie, they fitted it to a Baja Bug Volkswagen. While I believe the in-movie universe would be that since the back wheels would have been the same size as the front wheels, well, the front wheels were the same size as the back, it wouldn't have been able to fit in such a small forward wheel well, so they would have to jack up the front suspension to, you know, fit it. There's the front, looks snazzy, other side, on the back, gonna focus? Yep. And other side that you've seen so far. The gull-wing doors do open up to an unpainted interior. I'm going to open up the other door, try and get you a good look at the flux capacitor. I'm going to focus on the flux capacitor. The flux capacitor is between the seats. But, you know, you got your obligatory Mr. Fusion home reactor. Very beautiful feature. The cooling vents on the back and the 2015 barcode license plate. Now, one gripe I do have with this is that it doesn't feature the DeLorean, well, logo, the DeLorean name on the back, and the DMC logo on the front. Now, either Jada Toys, didn't have the rights to use the branding on here, or they were just lazy and didn't want to put it on. I don't know why. I mean, it's fine if it's fine that way. It gives people a chance to modify it themselves, but they could have, if they had issue with licensing and shit, they could, have forked over a bit more money to get the logos put on. Now, a good thing I will probably do in the future for this, because I do plan on more, adjustments to this thing, is I will probably try and find a mesh to fit around here for the Tesla coils. These are Tesla coils, right? Let me know down in the comments to fix that. And I definitely do, at some point, want to paint the interior, because black plastic pisses me off, apparently. Yeah, here's a view of the top of the hood box time circuits. Very 1955-esque, punk, like it's a very good way to make an old time machine work again. Maybe add a bit of dark gray to the front here of the panel to, break up the solid gray steel. It would make a lot of sense. But yeah, that's going to do it for this review. Like, comment, and subscribe about it. Whew, it's late in the day, so, I got other things to review, and they'll be coming out in the following week. That's about it. Bye.